Welcome back to another episode here of the NRA's Cooldown Room. It is week 6 of us doing this. I have not missed a week, even though the uploads have started not being on Sundays recently, but I do not care. Episodes are episodes. You can whine all you want about them not coming out on time. So we got Smile here this week in a race he very much could have won, but decided not to and let King win.
Oh,
Um, So we're just gonna get right into it. We always start off with our weekend reactions, and they always start with the guest. So Smile, reactions on the weekend.
I would have won that race if it wasn't for that caution. Um, yeah, it would have been a good race for me, but like, it just went downhill after Iron just fully rammed into Tanuki, which blocked me, which had to get back up to top 5, which was hard. But yeah, it wasn't a good weekend, even though I got pole.
Dega.
28 appeals. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Yeah. It was one of the messiest weekends we've had, and we only had 2 races. We didn't even have a D3 race this weekend, and it was arguably the messiest weekend we've had all season.
Hmm.
Um, D2. I'm I'll just get this out of the way right now. I'm fine with both winners. I like both winners. They were
Same.
guys that we didn't think would win a road course race, especially Oda. Nobody thinks of Oda as a road course guy, and all of a sudden, geez, wins D2. Kind of hate that he couldn't show up to D1, but I don't think he would have succeeded well in D1 anyways. Mostly because I know he hates that D1 car on Sonoma. But then King winning, that was nice to see. Got his lone win of the season, like usual. But yeah, very messy, and this is gonna tie into who I have picked out for a section later on. But just yeah, overall messy lead to Sonoma not coming back. Is all I'll
I
say.
mean, well, I mean, if you look at how King's season has been so far, technically he has a win on every type of track this season, except
What?
a Cookie Cutter Speedway. Take a look at
Or are you counting
preseason.
fall
He won
league?
the
Okay.
Clash, and then he won his dual race at Daytona. Now, granted, he kind of had a
Uh,
horseshoe stuck up his rear end for both of them. And I guess you can say for Sonoma, that late race caution was a hail mary for him. It could have been a small. It could have been a Tanuki win for all anyone could think of. He was up there in second. Then of course the caution comes out because I don't really know what happened. There was a flip. I look at the camera and then like there's just smoke all over my screen. I can't even discern who was actually in the smoke. But like I mean that kind of was the nail in the final
huh.
coffin of upsetting Smile that entered
Mm,
that Sonoma race.
But they did
mm.
upset him. What?
They really did upset him.
It
That don't make
I,
sense.
I don't know. The
Bro's
entire
getting
race
washed a
weekend
commentary.
didn't make sense. So you know, hopefully next week goes well. But every time I say that, there's always something bad that happens. And where are we going next anyway?
The
Pocono.
tricky triangle.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be someone mad at that race, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Riff on. It will be riff on.
Yeah, I mean, okay, hang on, off topic here.
Oh no.
Just because you have a good qualifying time doesn't mean you're going to be good during the race, okay? You're not iron, okay? You can't flex that you have a 1 minute 22 at Sonoma, then proceed to shit the bed the entire race. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? You win. Then this guy proceeds to, oh my God, send me 40 appeals at once, thinking that I could what do you mean? I accept an appeal for dive bombing or basically like terror tactics, but I, I'm not that type of guy. But oh my god, like you don't just because you have a 46-second lap time does not mean you automatically win the race. Okay, Iron had the fastest time in the qualifying at D2. Look what happened.
Yeah. Well, and I also want to touch on the iron thing. It's been the same story pretty much all season. Does well in quali, does well in the first half of a race. Second half of the race, he just disappears, it feels like. It's been
I
D1
mean,
every
Charlotte.
race.
it's
You can
it's
see it.
so stupid.
You can see it off of his playoff points compared to his like regular season points. I think he has the third most playoff points currently. Yet he's eighth in regular season points. He's eighth in the standings,
Uh,
fighting to even get in the playoffs. Yet he's the third most playoff points. That it just shows that he's very good early race. He gets out in clean air right away, but the moment anyone gets near him, he drops back and he can't recover. It's
I
been the
think
same
what
story all week, season
I think,
so far.
yeah, what Oda said after Sonoma sums it up best, and I don't care if he wants me to say this or whatever. Iron can't race in traffic, period. Period.
Yeah.
You are
Mhm.
fighting a guy who is dooring people, slamming people, pushing people off track, basically. But when he gets in clean air, he's gone. But if he has to fight through traffic, oh, wreck him or get wrecked. That's the approach when dealing with Iron. At least when I was on track with him, uh, back in the olden days. God, that feels so weird to say olden days, like it was not last season.
Yeah. I'm gonna transition us into the next section here, which is the surprising or like disappointing driver of the weekend. So again, as always, start with the guess. Smile, most surprising or like disappointing driver of the weekend.
Um, well, for surprising, I think we'll have to go to King. He did get,
Obviously.
yeah, he did get an amazing win. He won stage 2 at Sonoma and stage 3, which I was surprised and I was also upset. But
Oh yeah.
that was an amazing win from him. Congrats. Um, and yeah, and for the driver, I was not so surprised with was.
You only got to do one, but whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'll just say it. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you want to say who you were,
No,
you know,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Bro's gonna
hold
save
your peace
himself.
forever. Hold your peace forever. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
won't. I'm very disappointed what Hank did during the entire race. Like as a team owner, um, there's a level of discipline that I know you two expect to live by when you're on this team. Like, yeah, you can be competitive, but don't be a jackass. And Hank was being a jackass to some people on track, wanting people, during people, using them as brakes and everything. And I was thinking to myself, guys, come on, like this is your defending D2 champion, and he's acting like Kyle Busch, um, getting wrecked by Ron Hornaday at Texas. Like that's unsportsmanlike, and it's dirty. And you know, I mean, I talked to him after, and he said that he was really confident going into this race, but just lap after lap, just began to settle in that he did not have the pace or speed to even break into the top five. And I guess he just lost sight of the plot and proceeded to start getting a little bit more frustrated. And I'm of all the drivers that you see get frustrated on track, you know, you have your red fonts, you have your um irons, but you especially don't want to get on Hank's bad side, or else he'll really show you the bumper. But yeah, I was very disappointed what happened with Hank. Though I will agree with Smile King. that was probably the biggest upset of the season, at least in D1. D2 takes the cake with biggest upset. I mean, Oda winning a road course, you never expect that, but King this yesterday, you you either had two things going on in your mind when King was leading. Either A, he's locked in, or B, he's using the test car. And unfortunately for the doubters, he was definitely locked in. And I can confirm this because, we live in the same time zone, I guess. And this guy was on MWRT Sonoma literally up until 3 in the morning. And I was like, how on earth does this guy survive?
Yeah. You gotta stop taking my drivers for who I'm predicting and stuff. But yeah, the disappointing driver this week is Hank for me. And I know, like, he has said it a couple times before that he's not great at road courses. He hates driving them, all that stuff. But, I mean, it was just bad this week. D2, he spun himself out on the last lap trying to be aggressive against Colonel and wrecked himself, giving him pretty much, I think, last place. He was already in like seventh, which was not great for that race. There were only 10 drivers. And then D1 just he kept fighting with his teammates, especially Tanuki, from what I know, was holding them up. And then allowed the caution to come out at the end of the race, which screwed a lot of things up. And yeah, just kind of a bit abnormal for how he drives,
Yeah,
but
just
it's it's starting to
uncharacteristically
become
bad.
it's starting to become a bit of a trend, which is getting a little scary to see.
Yeah, because if you take a look in D1 this season, started off mediocre as you can possibly get. Daytona, of course, not exactly a track that everybody is great at because if you're a P2 or anywhere below P2, you're usually in the middle of the entire pack. And Hank, unfortunately, during the 500, even though he started on pole, fell way down the running order. By the end of it, oh my God, he was in the back of the whole thing. And even in D2, I guess that's what set the trend the entire season is that D2 race. He was definitely in the clear of winning, but Iron makes a move to the outside. He has no one to help push him. Then he gets loose into 3, wrecks off of Smiles' bumper in 4, and that's kind of, in my eyes, that snowball effect. Every other race, with exception to maybe Auto Club, maybe Vegas, has been mediocre, and I can absolutely understand why he's slowly building that, kind of. I don't want to say Kurt Busch type of attitude, but it's kind of turned into a Kurt Busch thing where the more worse results he's getting, the more angrier he's getting, the more frustrated he's getting, and when you're frustrated, you don't really
Can't
um,
focus.
control yourself. You can't, yeah, at all, really. Not like I've been there too.
All right, well, now I'm going to again transition us to the next section, and that is in-season tournament talk. There's only 2 races to predict this week. So, at this point, we're now going to all predict both races. We'll start off with the first prediction,
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
which,
Remind the viewers of what the bracket looks like right now.
yeah, well, I'll get to that here once I get through here. I forget, did he delete it? Maybe it's in box, whatever.
I'm not sure. I'm not really not sure. It's probably in Prime. That's what the bracket is, right?
It is. All right, so for people that don't know, Iron beat me at Sonoma. I got into some trouble in stage 3, wrecked in an incident with King, then I sped down pit lane, and then yeah, all that. I had a shot after Hank flipped me, but yeah, I was Iron moved me out of the way on the last lap. Or no, not even the last lap with 2 to go. King beat Happy. That one was obvious. Everyone knew. Tanuki beat Blue. Blue didn't even show up. And then the big upset, Rose stays alive and beat Oda. Oda had to um, leave. G Money filled in, and G Money didn't really do much of anything. So for your semifinals here at Pocono, we've got Iron vs King, which is I think the headline match at the moment, and then Tanuki versus Rose. So Smiles, start off with the Iron vs King matchup, and we'll go around. Predict them.
Um, I mean, I think, I think King will get Iron on this one. Yeah.
Nothing really else more to add.
No.
No,
King just has more consistency, to be
you think?
honest.
Okay, I
Yeah.
respect. I respect.
Controversial opinion, probably.
I'm not too sure about that controversial opinion. I think everyone's rooting for King because Iron has kind of become the Denny Hamlin of the league.
Hmm.
Everyone does not like him right now. He's ruffled feathers with teammates, alliance members. Like, like apart from not having a championship and not having a podcast, he's kind of become the Denny Hamlin guy, just whinging, whining, complaining, and then ridiculing other drivers when he clearly has no right to speak on their behalf or whatever. But as much as I like to hate on Iron, um, as people have come to known from me nowadays, I think Iron has the edge over King, and it's not solely based on consistency, and it's because of what I saw last night. Now, I ranted about how qualifying pace or practice pace does not matter in the race, but King is setting lap times in the 49s. Iron's already setting lap times in the 47s. Now, granted, it's only been like
A
a
day.
day after Sonoma, and people are only now practicing for Pocono, but let's go through some of the stuff that I know. King, I know for a fact, is running this on Xbox. And he has complained to me before that Xbox is shoddy in MWRT. Really shoddy. Road courses are great. Ovals, good luck, right? But it's better than, you know, running on his PC, which, he's kind of talked to me about not being, high end at all. He's kind of in that budget range. I guess everyone's in that budget range, but he's in that low end budget range. Not to clown on his setup or anything, but Iron at least he doesn't have connectivity issues
Anymore.
this season so far. Last season, Martinsville. Oh, I remember that so well. DP Martinsville. But yeah, no connectivity issues on his side. And apart from needing to use the bathroom like every 5 minutes um, of a race, Talladega, in case you guys haven't watched that red
Nope.
flag was there for a reason. Um, Iron has shown better pace, better speed, but I don't know really. Does he have you know long term speed? Like he could have a short run car. I feel like he's a short run driver. He's not really a long run driver, but when a caution comes out, which I know will happen at a track like Pocono, where even though it's spread out racing, you still have battles going on, and because of the rules, there might be a caution that comes out with 2 to go. Watch out for the number 11. He might prevail over the 9.
Um, I initially was gonna say Iron because of Pocono being semi like a drafting style track, and I believe it will be similar to that. But The parallel I'm going to make is to the Fall League race back however long ago at Indy. That race, you saw guys like me, Smile, King up front a lot of the race. Tanuki was up there as well. You didn't see Iron very much. I I've said it a lot during the season already in calls before. I think Pocono and Indy are going to be very similar in how they race, which is going to lead me to say I think King is going to edge out Iron at the actual race due to I think Pocono is pretty much a single line track, which means people are going to have to get creative with how they overtake people, and Iron can't creatively overtake people without losing time. That's where I think King will have the edge over him.
You never know. You never know. I mean, that's kind of what we said about you moving on at Sonoma, but I mean, Irons kind of has that horseshoe stuck up his bum sometimes. You never know. It's the NRA. Anything really could happen. But I'm sticking firm with the 11 over the 9 this time. Let me be controversial.
All right, now next to the other matchup on the other side of the bracket. This one probably will be pretty easy to predict. Tanuki versus
Hmm.
Colonel Rose. Smile.
Okay. Well, it's an easy pick, but I think it's gonna be Tanuki. It's gonna be Rose, cause like, well, Tanuki has more experience at these tracks, and Rose just seems to have leg issues throughout every race,
Oh yeah,
which
for sure.
which could have a huge impact on her fighting Tanuki. So I think Tanuki's gonna bring it to the line instead of Rose.
Yeah, absolutely agree. As long as Tanuki is able to show up to the race, period, then I think he's got it in the bag. But it's not season 7 anymore, where he has gone for 3 whole races and then comes back out of nowhere and then just wins everything. But Tanuki, he's definitely got it as long as that number 10 shows up to the racetrack at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, agreed for me. I just can't see Colonel getting past this one. Both races, she has been blessed with who she's had to go up against. Hank didn't show up today to Talladega, so pretty much an auto move on. Oda didn't get to race. Andy wasn't, even though he didn't get to race and he had to have someone sub, he still wasn't great at Sonoma, so it was still possible. But this one is a buzzsaw for Colonel. Tanuki is very good at tracks like Pocono. I just can't see a way, unless we get an overtime and Tanuki wrecks and can't merge, that I do not see a way Colonel gets past this round.
Yeah.
Alright, well, on to our final part of this episode. It's going to be predicting our race winner for Pocono. Um, nobody got anything correct last week. The highest position any of the people predicted last week was third, and that was me. So, yeah, and no one would have predicted King to start with anyways. But yeah, this week, Pocono, we've kind of already said who we see up front. But yeah, Lyle, go ahead.
Um, um, Pocono. I think it would be between probably Iron, Red Font, and B Dog. Like, they seem to be getting amazing laps in practice, but like, yeah, but though, yeah, I think it might go to. I'm to say, not trying to bias or anything, but like, I think it's gonna go to B Dog.
See, I'm not the only one that predicts someone that's in the room.
Uh, well, yeah, you two are still racing. I'm the only one that's retired here, so I don't know. I want to risk it for the biscuit here. Number 60, Queso. I like what I'm seeing from Queso this season, despite all the lackluster, finishes and having to deal with other leagues in his schedule. We know he's solid at tracks, and he has moments where he can shine. Bristol, you know, kind of was one of those, just being up there in contention. Period. But I think this is Queso's breakout day, breakout week, where there's no more lag to hinder him. There's no more internet that is crashing out every 3 seconds. There's no NKBBCS to deal with. Pray to God. So he stays. Maybe is locked in. Doesn't get screwed over by Tanuki with getting wrecked as a lapped car or whatever. And for the upset, second win for ECR, second win for the 60, second win in Queso's a career in D1.
I'm also going to stay on that ECR train, but it's going to mean way more. I'm going shot in the dark. Please give me a Rover win. This win for Rover would feed families. Everyone in the NRA would like it. I would hope.
I would.
It's
I
his
mean,
home track.
yeah,
He hasn't had a win since Homestead last season, which is months ago. And it was in a iffy game that you could have said, it wasn't a fully deserved win. I think it would be amazing if Rover could win this race. And I mean, you look at some recent like finishing positions for him, he's been getting semi-consistent recently. Um, he got third at Charlotte. I mean, he's been getting top fives
Charlotte.
the past couple of races.
Yeah,
Is that a fifth at Richmond, a third at Bristol, a fifth at Charlotte?
oh yeah.
Wait,
Can't
am I
forget
looking
that
at the wrong
breakout
person?
second place finish at
I am
Motor
looking at
Club
the
in
wrong place.
D2.
Sorry. A fourth place at Bristol, um, third place at Charlotte. Talladega he got set eight. Wait,
It was somewhere below the top five. I know that for sure. He was
it was
behind
an
me.
eighth, but it's Talladega. I think he got wrecked a little bit.
No, no.
Sonoma, I think he got a top five. There's just some penalties that makes it look worse. But yeah, as of recent, he's started kind of improving his racecraft regarding this season. And what better way to get his first win in the season than at his home track of Pocono?
Well, I think he's joked a lot about retirement and not racing in the NR anymore. If he wins at Pocono, he is more than welcome to join me in the retirement club now.
One last home win. Yeah, that would be something.
Yeah, and I've never got a home win ever. Smile's lucky he has a home win. I've never had a win in Canada ever. I
Okay.
don't know if we go to Montreal, maybe it might show up, but we're not
Mm.
going.
I'd win that.
I would love a Montreal race though.
It'd be cool. It'd
And
be weird, but
we bring it to the counter.
Well, it's confirmed basically. I mean, Box did make a graphic. I think Sonoma's gone. We're never
most
going to. We're
likely
never racing back there
Yes.
ever
the
again.
the
Um,
things are saying that we will not.
I don't know. Talladega not coming back season 9. That's
No,
a
Yeah,
they
question
should
for
bring him
another
back.
day.
I think they should bring him back.
Well, you've never raced there yet, so
No.
all right. Well, that's gonna be the end of the sixth episode here. If you guys haven't noticed the trend, we will have a Toyota driver next week. So expect probably a red font or something like that next week. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how all these predictions go. Next week we'll predict our in-season tournament champions. And yeah, we gear up for the Brickyard after this week.
That's gonna be exciting, having to deal with all those penalties because it's a crown jewel. Oh boy.
Alright,
I
well,
won't get any penalties.
You
definitely.
might.
Alright,
Oh.
well, we will see you guys next week after the Pocono race. Bye.